Hey, what is going on, guys? Thanks for checking out this video of my sports Gematria. In this video, I'm going to go over the main event for UFC Fight Night on Saturday, May 1st, 2021. I'm going to show you both sides of each fighter, and it's going to be up to you to determine who you think will win based on the numbers. I encourage you to add additional information on top of this if needed for you to feel confident in your own pick. And if for some reason you're curious to know who I'm picking, you'll have to join my Patreon where my picks are always in writing, underlined, and italicized. For more information on that, please read the description of this video. I wish you guys the best of luck in your picks today. Let's go ahead and get into the fight. We're going to be looking at the main event here. Dominic Reyes versus Jiri Prochazka. I know I probably pronounced that wrong. Forgive me. So I have my daily numbers on this side, date numerology, Gregorian Hebrew calendar, and then I have my game numbers on this side. So name of the event, UFC Fight Night, Reyes versus Prochazka. UFC Apex is the arena. Las Vegas, Nevada. Light heavyweight is the class. Then I have Dominic Reyes, Gematria, to and from his birthday, his fight record for overall and for UFC. In the middle is the Reyes versus Prochazka Gematria. And then Jiri Prochazka, his name, his birthday, to and from, his record, his fight record for overall and UFC. Okay, so the first thing that popped out to me was Jiri Prochazka. His name, Jiri Prochazka, it sums to 145. And it popped out to me because UFC Fight Night, Reyes versus Prochazka, also sums to 145. So his full name has a Gematria connection to the title of this event, which is interesting, I think. But his record, Jiri Prochazka, it can go either way for him. What I mean by this is today has 11 date numerology on the Gregorian. It also has 27 date numerology on the Gregorian. And the number 11 sums to 27 in two of the four base ciphers. And the number 27 sums to 46. So it's Jiri Prochazka's, it's 199 days since his birthday. 199 is the 46th prime number. He comes into this fight with 27 wins for his career, where he could potentially sit. 27 sums to 46. It's 199 days since his birthday. 199 is a 46 prime. Today with 27 date numerology. 2746. If he were to also lose and sit on that if he were to lose and sit on that 27, he would become 1-1 like an 11 for a UFC fight record. So he would sit on 27 wins and he would become 1-1 like an 11. 11 date numerology, 27 date numerology, 11 sums to 27 in two of the four base ciphers. So 199 days since his birthday, the 46th prime, he can sit on 27 as he becomes 1-1 like an 11. That would be his losing narrative, in my opinion. Dominic Reyes, he would become 7-2 for a UFC record if he were to win. And 72 is basically just a reflection of 27. 27-72. And the weight class is light heavyweight, which also sums to 72. So Dominic Reyes can become 7-2 for a UFC record in a light heavyweight fight, which sums to 72. And then Dominic Reyes with a win, he would be. Well, I was going to say something with the 127. But with the win, he would become 13-2, like 132. And for Jiri, it's 199, or a total span of 200 days since his birthday. And the number 200 sums to 132. It also sums to 51, today being May 1st, 5/1, like 51. And so maybe that would be the reason why Dominic Reyes would become 132 against Jiri on the 200th day of his current age, 199, or total span of 200 days since his birthday. Then he would sit on that 27, and then he would become 1-1 like an 11. And that's where I can find that 13 too. I didn't see a whole lot for the 13 number in general, because Jiri, he can get his 13th win in a row, or Dominic can get his 13th win for his career. I didn't really see anything jump up to me with number 13, so I'm not too sure with that one. But if it's going to be, it'd be the 132 as a whole on the 200th day of his opponent's age. 200 sums to 132. And that's about what I found for Dominic Reyes. I mean, he has a few other things, like it's the 127th day of his 31-year-old age. 127 is the 31st prime number, so it's the 127th day of his 31-year-old age. 31 is the 11th prime number. We talked about the number 11, 11-date numerology, and that could play in the favor for Dominic, where Jari becomes 1-1, like an 11. So 127, we'll mark that in gray. 127th day of his 31-year-old age, 31 the 11th prime, 11-date numerology on the Gregorian. It's also the 121st day of the Gregorian year, and 121 has a square root of an 11. So 11's definitely at play here. And it looks like Jari would take the fall if it was the 11. But here's the crazy thing, though, too, is the number 11, and we're going to go into the Jari, if Jari were to win. The number 11 sums to 2727, yes, but it also sums to 63. And on the 127th day of Dominic Reyes' 31-year-old age, 31 the 11th prime, where the number 11 sums to 63, with the loss, he can become 6-3 for a UFC record. So it could go against Dominic or it can go against Jari. 63 or the 11. 11 sums to 63. Goes either way. It is the 127th day of his 31-year-old age, so you have to figure out which way is that 11. Is it going to be in his favor or is it going to be against him? And let's keep looking at it, though. Jari, we know his name, 145, sums to the event, 145, UFC Fight Night, Reyes versus Prochazka. I don't know how to pronounce it. Sorry, forgive me. We talked about him having it being the 200th day of his current age. 200 sums to 132. Dominic Reyes can become 13-2 with the win. But here's the winning narrative for Jari. 200th day of his age. He's currently 28 years old. So we've already popped in this number 200. We know it sums to 132. And we know it sums to 51. Today being May 1st, like 5/1. Well, the number 28 also sums to 51. May 1st, May 5/1. So the number 200 and the number 28 both sum to 51. And for Jari, this is the 200th day of his 28-year-old age, both of them having a connection to 51, this being May 1st, 5/1. Jari could go ahead and get his 28th win for his career, and that would be his winning narrative. 200th day of his 28-year-old age, he gets his 28th win on May 1st. Both 200 and 28 sums to 51. On top of that, UFC, he would become 2-0 for a UFC record like 20. And the number 20, if you write it out, the number 20 sums to 107, the 28th prime number, as well as just 28. So the number 20 connects to 28, and it could be a 28 thing for Jari. 200th day of his 28-year-old age, he gets his 28th win as he becomes 2-0 for the UFC like 20. 20 sums to 28. And that would be the winning narrative for him. And then you can throw in this idea that Jari getting his 13th win in a row, Dominic Reyes would get his third loss in a row. 13-3, 13-3. This fight taking place in Las Vegas, Nevada. 13-3 or 133 would play favor for Jari. So, I mean, this is a close fight. It's basically a pick'em fight. There's not a major favorite in this fight, really. It's almost at a pick'em line. And Dominic Reyes, he has, I would say that's the 127, 31. So both of them, it's going to go based off of their birthday and their age. So it's either 127th day of his 31-year-old age, 127 the 31st prime number, 31 the 11th prime. That's either going to go against Jari and he becomes 1-1 for a UFC record, or it's going to go against Dominic Reyes and he becomes 6-3 for a UFC record. The number 11 sums to 63. And then it could be Jari's birthday, 200th day of his 28-year-old age. Both 28 and 200 sum to 51. Jari can go ahead and get his 28th win and become 2-0, like 20. 20 sums to 28. Let's not forget, though, the number 200 also sums to 132. Could play in the favor for Dominic Reyes, 132, as Jari sits on 27 wins and becomes 1-1 for a UFC record like an 11. Jari, he can end his 12-fight win streak as Dominic Reyes ends his 2-fight lose streak, 12-2, 12-2, like 122. And Dominic Reyes comes into this fight with a 12-2 record. And Reyes versus Prochazka sums to 212, 212. So there's a combination here of the 212, 212s, 212s, 212, 12-2, 212. So there is that. I would say this might be a factor. Let's do it in dark blue. 2, 212, 12. And he comes into this fight 12-2. So close narratives for both these fighters. Both of them have their own edge, if you will, based off of their distance to from their last birthday, at the current age. And the Hebrew calendar, there's nothing really that popped out on the Hebrew calendar for connections for this fight. The only thing I saw was the 159 Hebrew religious 159 date numerology is the 15th fight for Dominic Reyes, his 9th UFC, like 159. It does have 33 date numerology on the Hebrew religious. He could get his third loss for his career as he gets his third loss in a row, getting his third UFC loss. So there's a 3-3-3 all across the board. 159 date numerology, 33 date numerology. So you might have to watch out for that one. Hopefully this helps. Hopefully this information helps. Hopefully you guys got some good information from it. And I wish you guys the best of luck on your pick. Thanks for watching.